Hi, I'm Val. Welcome to another yoga video. We're going to work towards eagle posture, which is a balance where we wrap the body around itself. Then we'll come down onto the mat for some opening stretches. So begin by bringing yourself to a standing position, bringing the feet to a comfortable distance for you. Might be in together, they might be under your hips. Certainly no wider than the hips. Think about having your toes and knees forwards, spreading the weight through the feet. Weight underneath the toe joints, into the heels, outer edges and inner edges. Have a sense of lifting through the arch of the foot. Legs nice and upright, strong legs. Don't push your knees back, but they should be nice and straight. Think about bringing your pelvis into alignment, feeling it square, lengthening a little through the back and drawing in a little with the tummy muscles. Lengthen your spine, as if there's a string on the top of the head, drawing your head up towards the ceiling, and chin's level. Let go through your shoulders and allow the arms to release to the sides. Have your palms open, facing forwards. If that isn't comfortable for you, they can turn in. And let's think about taking a few nice deep breaths. Breathing in, expanding. And as you breathe out, releasing. We keep breathing nice and deeply. As we breathe in, aware of that height through the body. And as we breathe out, that sense of letting go, releasing any tension. If you're happy to, your eyes are closed, but if that's a struggle for your balance, please work with your eyes open. A little tip, if you want to stand and close your eyes and you do struggle with balance, then think about going back against the wall so that the wall's there to support you and keep you steady. You can always turn the hands, the palms to the wall to give you a bit of presence, a bit of sense of being in touch. So we've taken our few deep breaths, brought our focus into our body. Now, if we start at the top of the body for our eagle posture, we bring our gaze onto our thumbs. So we're going to do a little eye exercise. So think about holding the chin level, keeping the head level, and taking your eyes to look up towards the ceiling. If you wear glasses, you might find that you want to remove your glasses for this exercise. So we're looking up, and then we're going to imagine we're looking round in a circular motion as if we're following the clock. So we take our eyes down and to the right, and they come down to look directly down towards the floor, and then they start to come up to look to the left, and we keep going up to look upwards. We can reverse this, coming down to look to the left, continuing down to look straight down, beginning to go up to look to the right, and keep going up to look directly overhead. If you're happy to, we can repeat that. If it doesn't work for you, you can either work behind closed eyelids and work the eyes, or just avoid this part and continue standing upright and working on your breathing. So for those of you that are happy to, we're looking up to the ceiling, travelling in a circular motion to look towards the right, continuing to look downwards, keep circling to look to the left, and coming all the way to look overhead again. Then we reverse our journey, circling down and to the left, all the way down, beginning to come up to the right and directly overhead. Closing the eyelids for a moment, allowing the eyes to settle into what would be your natural position, and then opening the eyes again. So we want to stretch into opening those shoulders. Let's bring the arm across the body. You're going to hug into the arm if you can. I know not everyone will be able to reach here, so it might be the hands coming under the arm, or you're just stretching across the front of the body. The idea is that we're going to open through this shoulder. So we bring the hand round if you can to clasp the top of the other arm. And we think about breathing into the back of the body. So a few nice breaths as you breathe in, think of expanding and opening through your shoulders, and relax as you let go. So as you breathe in, think about breathing into the back of the body, opening through the shoulders, breathing out to release. Last one, in breath, opening through your shoulders, releasing as you breathe out. Let that arm relax and the other arm comes across. Will it hold on to the top of the other arm or is it coming underneath? Maybe it's just sitting across the front of the body and you've got a reach going on. So breathing into the shoulder blades. In breath to open so those shoulder blades move apart. Out breath to relax. Really breathing in, focusing on stretching through the shoulder blades. Out breath to relax. Last one, breathing in, stretching through the shoulder blades. Remember to work with your own breath. Don't speed up or slow down to work at my speed. Good. Now, can we bring both arms across the body? Really feel that you're wrapping your hands around yourself as if you're giving yourself a hug. 3 deep breaths here. Breathing into those shoulders. Releasing as you breathe out. Second one whenever you're ready. And a third. Now, one elbow will be closer to your chin. Let's change that wrap so that the other elbow is on top. So you're giving yourself a big hug if you can. Breathing in, trying to expand through the back of the body, opening those shoulder blades and releasing as you breathe out. Breathing in to open through the shoulder blades. Breathing out to release. And last one. Relax those arms down. If you felt it, you need a wriggle, have a wriggle out. So we want to warm into the sides of the body a little. Let's have a stretch up towards the ceiling. Hold one hand and the other. Stretch away. If that isn't comfortable for you, you can always interlock your fingers. So we're stretching away. If I stand slightly back so you can see the arms a little better. We're lengthening through the body as we breathe in. So as we breathe in, we're lifting that rib cage. We relax slightly as we breathe out. Breathing in, lengthening through the sides of the body. Use the arms to increase that stretch. Releasing as you breathe out. Last one. In breath, we lengthen. And release as you breathe out. Letting those arms go. So we want to work into the waist area a little. And we're going to do that by a sort of hula hooping movement. We're going to bring the feet to be hip width apart. We're going to soften those knees and we're going to imagine we're hula hooping. Now I do encourage people to have their hands on the rib cage so that they can really focus that movement being into the hips. So it's a sense of push, but softening the knees, pushing the hips out to one side, swinging the pelvis around the front, taking it to the other side, and then sticking your bottom out to swing behind. So we're going to do 3 working this way. Really try and loosen from your waist and circle through your hips. And then we'll do 3 the other way. Dropping that tailbone, pushing the hips out to one side and circling in the other direction. Little movement going on through those knees. When you're ready to come to centre, when you've gone 3 in each direction, have a straightening stretch up. And releasing out. Next, we're going to work into those legs. Now, with any balance, those legs are important. With Eagle, we see ourselves crossing the legs in front and having a bent knee. So let's have a think about bending into those knees. We'll start with a squat, so take your feet a bit wider than hip width. We want the knees to be going forwards. So adjust your feet so that your knees are travelling forwards. We begin our squat down. Your hands might be on your hips, learning a little squat down. Pushing back up. Only work to where is right for your knees and your hips. If you want to bring those feet in a bit closer, come into a squat. If you want to come down into a squat, working with the shoulders coming forward, you can. Think about dropping the weight into your feet. Think about bending tightly into those knees and then pushing up. We're going to have one last squat if you're happy to. So knees are moving forwards, feet are in wherever's close, wherever works best for you. We bend into those knees. Drop as low as you want, as long as those knees are working. And then push yourself up. Have a little shake out through those legs. Next, we're going to go into a lunge position. You might need your arms for balance on this. So having your feet directly under the hips, step right foot forward, lunge into that front leg. Step your right foot back. Left foot forward and we lunge into that front knee. Stepping back. We're going to drop down into a stronger lunge. So will you take your right foot forwards? See if you can come down, hands coming down to the mat. Keep that back knee slightly off the mat. So we can straighten that front leg and we can bend into that front knee. We can straighten the front leg and we can bend into that front knee. One more. Work with what's right for you so that you're getting some work into that knee. Now you might want to bring that left foot into the right foot and take the right foot behind so you're stepping back into your lunge this time. Bend into that front knee. The back knee stays off the mat if you can, so we're also getting a thigh stretch on the back leg. Straightening, lunging, straightening, and one more, lunging. Bring that back foot, that right foot forwards and steadily uncurl. So we'll have a look at our eagle posture arm position. We'll begin by bringing those forearms in together, palms touching, and you want to have your elbows in alignment with the upper arms. Sorry, upper arms are parallel to the floor, elbows in alignment with the shoulder. Palms pushing together. Now that might be as far as you come into your eagle position for your arms. If you're happy to work to the next phase, you're taking your right elbow underneath the left elbow and seeing if the backs of the hands will come together. We try and hold those arms slightly away from the body if we can. And we'll release from that side and we'll see if right arm upright, bent at the elbow, will the left elbow come underneath the right elbow, backs of the hands coming towards each other. Try and hold them slightly away from the body if you can. Releasing out. That might be the right position for you. You might be happy to come further in. So if I've got my left elbow bent, my right elbow goes underneath, backs of the hands come towards each other, and then I try and bring, I'm going to try and bring this into the screen for you to see, try and bring that right hand in to come underneath the thumb joint so that the palms come together. And we end up with a very tight twist through those arms. Your focus comes onto that front thumb and the elbow should be slightly away from the body and you're gazing at your thumb. We can try that the other side. Release your arms out. If I need to jiggle through those shoulders, give them a jiggle. Bring the elbows up in front. So we've got right arm stays where it is, the left elbow comes underneath, backs of the hands come together, and we try and bring that left hand on to the right so that the palms come together. The thumbs directly in front of the nose and we're gazing at the thumbs. This should be giving us a nice open stretch through the back of the shoulders. And we can release those arms out. Give them a wriggle. We can bring fingers in together behind. And we can have a little forward bend with soft knees, feet hip width. Drawing those arms over as we hinge forwards. Then we can allow the hands to rest in the back of the waist and we draw up. So you've got an idea where your arm position is going to be for your eagle posture. Let's take a look at our leg position. If you start with your supporting leg bent, gives you the option, if you drop the body weight down, it helps with your centre of gravity, brings the centre of gravity down. So we get, in my case, the right leg being the balancing leg, cross the left leg across the front, and that might be as far as you go. That might be enough for you. I should say, if you've recently had any knee surgery, please consider not working with both knees bent, particularly the supporting knee, the one that's going to take all the weight. Now, if you can come here and lift that left foot off the mat, that's wonderful. And you might be drawing the left toes behind the right calf. Okay, they might not go, but that's what we're aiming for. The leg is crossed over and wrapped around. So we release from that side and we have a try on the other side. Take the weight into the left leg, sink the foot into the mat, bend the knee, and bring that right leg across. Might be staying big toe down onto the mat. You might be happy to bring that right foot off the mat. You might be happy to wrap the right toes behind the left calf. It's up to you how much you want to squat down or whether you want to be nice and upright. Okay. Those thighs are squeezing together. When you're ready, release. Bring that leg round. So you've got an idea where your legs will be, what position suits you. It's perfectly acceptable to just take one foot in front of the other and bring the two arms together. If that's where you are in your eagle balance, then that is the point you work to. So some people find it easier to bring the legs into play first, others to bring the arms into play first. I'm going to take the arms in first, so I'm going to bring my forearms together. I'm going to take my right elbow underneath my left, draw the backs of the hands together and bring the palms to touch. Having got my left arm on top, I want my left leg to be my balancing leg. I'm going to take the right leg in front. Then I'm going to lift those right toes off the mat and draw the toes behind the left calf. Breathing. So hold your balance for the time that works for you. Being in control. This is a lovely position. It draws the body weight in. You might not think it's lovely, it might not be for you. But many of our balances were open wide and this one's drawing the body in. When you're ready, you release whilst you're under control. Again, you might want to use the wall. You might want to support yourself on the wall. As eagle's not one of those we can easily take the hand out to the side, but you might want to have your bottom resting on the wall or your shoulders to give you a little bit of support. So I just took the left arm over, so if I bring, I'll work through the legs first this time I think. So if I take the weight into my right leg, bring the left leg across in front, take the left foot off the floor and hook the left toes behind the right calf. Bring the forearms towards each other. So I'm going to bring the left elbow underneath the right elbow, backs of the hands towards each other, palms together. Looking at the thumb. Breathing all the time. Focusing on finding a moment of stillness. Stillness of body, stillness of mind, stillness of breath. Releasing out whilst the balance is still under your control. If you're still in your balance, feel free to stay there and enjoy balancing a little longer. You can make any modifications you need to. So if we're just here working on bringing those forearms together, opening that back and bringing one foot in front of the other. Don't feel that's any worse position to be in. Take the other foot across in front. Okay. So you work with what's right for you. And when you come to practice this video through again, you can try for the next stage next time. Yoga is about accepting where we are on our journey. So our counter pose is going to be our dog posture. So be towards the back of your mat. Soften your knees and bring your hands down onto your mat. My mat's got really crinkled here. It's not going to matter a great deal. Walk yourself out into your dog posture. Stretch those arms forwards. Try and have your hips lifted and lengthen through your spine. If this is really strong in your hamstrings, have a little walk into those heels, bending one knee then the other. The hips are lifted, the spine is lengthening, head and chest are dropping down. Push into those hands, lift into those hips, hollow the belly. This is an inversion, so just be aware of how you feel. Feel at all light-headed, come down whenever you need to. We're getting a long stretch through the back of the spine, or through the back of the body, through the spine. And when we're ready to come down, keep those knees pressed in together, roll over onto your toes, bringing the knee down. And then take the bottom back towards the heels in your swan stretch, leaving those arms stretched out. You can take the weight off the wrists. And we're going to come into a laying position to practice a nice open posture. So find a position on your mat where you're going to be comfortable. Allow the lower back to settle, hips feeling level. We're going to take the soles of the feet together and allow those knees to drop open wide. Encouraging those knees to drop down. Gravity will encourage them to open. Think about where you want your feet. Do you want to move your heels a little further away from the body? Is that more comfortable for you? Do you want to draw the heels in a little? And we want to have a sense of balancing through those knees, so they're an equal distance from that. Lengthen through the spine, maybe tucking the chin a little and allowing the head to return. And let's see if we can now include the arms in the position, so modified fish posture. Fingers interlaced, hands go under the back of the head, elbows drop wide so that chest is open. Few nice deep breaths. As you breathe in, really aware of the rise through the front of the body, and as you breathe out, that sense of releasing down. See if you can settle into this nice open position. And as you're ready to release, we release the hands, bring those knees in together. We're going to bring the knees up onto the tummy, have a little hug over those shins, maybe even drawing the head in towards the knees. Relaxing and releasing the head down onto the mat, bringing the feet down to the mat. We're going to go for a little twist. So if we straighten out the right leg, bring the left foot onto the right thigh. Use your right hand to bring that knee over, so we're coming into a twist. Keep the left shoulder down, encourage the right knee over to the right. Head might be turning to the left. Breathing, enjoying the twist. Use an in-breath to come to center. Stretch that left leg away, right foot onto left thigh. Left hand onto the right knee. Draw that knee over. It's coming over to the left. Turn the head to the right if you're happy to. Right shoulder releasing down onto the mat. Roll to center as you feel balanced. We'll have a straightening stretch through. Heels stretching away. Arms reaching overhead. Lengthen through your spine. Bring yourself to a position that's comfortable for you to relax and release. You might want to have your knees bent and lay in semi-supine. You might want those legs extended in Shavasana. And take a moment to just relax. Recognizing the way the posture has worked through your body. Bringing your focus into your breath. Relaxing, releasing into your hips and through your shoulders. Lengthening through the spine. Releasing the weight of the head. Releasing the weight of the arms. Letting go through your legs. A few nice deep breaths. Feel free to stay in your relaxation posture for as long as works for you. Whenever you're ready, you can have a little wriggle, a little stretch through, maybe a hug and a rock. Coming to sitting when you're ready. So I'm going to leave that sequence there. You may choose to do further breathing practice or even a meditation. Until next time, thank you, Namaste.